normally don't do this. I normally don't traverse into the world of pop culture. We generally stick to sports and the mainstream media here on the channel. I could not care less about pop culture. My girlfriend, on the other hand, she loves it. She enjoys reading TMZ. She likes keeping up with the Kardashians, which is fine. It's fine. Different things entertain different people. Me personally, I cannot stand the Kardashians. I prefer being entertained by people with actual talent. Not 1 ounce of talent in that entire family. Can't knock their hustle, though, especially that younger one, Carrie, Kaylee, Caboose, whatever the hell her name is. At one point, that younger one, I believe, was the world's youngest billionaire. The Kardashians know how to exploit themselves in order to make money. They're just not entertaining. They're not talented. Anyway, I don't usually mention pop culture here on the channel because I'm not all that familiar with it. But this particular story, it relates to what we do here every day. In the realm of entertainment, there used to be 2 things that were bulletproof: comedy and music. Now in television, especially broadcast television, you got to worry about your sponsors. You don't want to risk airing something that's overtly offensive and have sponsors pull their ads to disassociate themselves from you. But in comedy and music, you could pretty much get away with anything. Controversy was a good thing. I remember back in the 90s when politicians, religious leaders, members of the mainstream media, they were going after rock bands and rappers. All it did was boost sales of their albums. They were trying to raise awareness. They were trying to influence people to not buy their music. But all it did was make kids want to listen to it more. Today, it's the complete opposite. Anytime one person, one group is offended by something, they push to erase you. They push to have you canceled. Over the last several years, stand-up comedy has been under attack. It seems like all year this year, the Butt Brigade has been trying to end the career of Dave Chappelle. They pressured Netflix to remove his content. Even employees at Netflix threatened to quit over the platform airing Dave Chappelle specials. Now, luckily, Netflix told their employees, fuck off. If you don't like Dave Chappelle, don't watch him. If you're uncomfortable with us airing his content, go fuck yourself, get another job. We don't bow to the whims of useless shitfucks like yourself. Stand-up comedy and music, by design, are meant to offend people. It's meant to be offensive. It's 2 forms of entertainment where putting any level of constraints on the performers will destroy the industry. Artists, comedians, they can't fully express themselves if they're worried about offending people. And when they can't fully express themselves, their creativity is stifled. Who does that ultimately affect? You and me, us, the consumer. I don't have to sit here and explain to you the decline in the quality of comedy and music over the last 5 or 10 years. The Butt Brigade has set its sights on censoring the entertainment industry. The end goal is the same as it is with everything else the woke shitfucks are doing: the silencing or the censoring of free speech. If they can silence people with influence, they will eventually push to silence the rest of us. All in the name of protecting your feelings. We must think about feelings. We don't want anyone to be hurt. Last week, Beyonce released her latest album, Renaissance. Now, when it comes to the music industry, it doesn't get any bigger than Beyonce. She's won 28 Grammys, sold hundreds of millions of records. She's married to fucking Jay-Z. Now, I bring all of that up because if Woke United Methodists can issue an edict and force Beyonce into compliance, they can do it to just about anyone. Musical artists, they used to fight against the establishment. Back in 2000, Butt Bongo participants were fighting hard to cancel Eminem. He's homophobic. He uses anti-gay rhetoric. His lyrics influence kids. It's all about protecting the kids. Over 20 years later, instead of fighting against the establishment, musical artists bend over and prep for cucumber insertion. On Beyonce's latest album, she has a track titled Heated. Now, I haven't listened to the song. I have no idea what it's about. Perhaps it describes the feeling Max Kellerman gets when he sees Stephen A. Smith approaching him for a woke hug. Or maybe it is the vibe that Shay Shay puts out when he sends out his woke mating call to his lonely male followers on Twitter. Greetings, lonely men. Shay Shay's feeling heated tonight. I'm putting out the vibe. My fridge is stocked with fresh cucumbers. All I need is that special someone to allow me to enter the promised land. The song Heated was co-written by Drake, another giant in the music industry. This song made it all the way through production and made it through the clearance process. No one could predict the shitstorm that was coming their way because there was a small problem with Heated. One teeny tiny problem. More specifically, a tiny 4-letter word. KC, did Beyonce say the word fuck? No. If they start censoring that word, this channel's history. We have a new 4-letter word to add to the list of unacceptable speech. Matter of fact, we have an addendum to the woke commandments. Thou shalt not be an ableist. What? I do this every day. I cover the offendables every day. People offended by race, people offended by gender, people offended by the butt bongo, people offended by the sight of Jamel Hill. Not one time have I ever heard someone accused of being an ableist. Casey, what the fuck is an ableist? Normally, I would rely on my Google dictionary for a definition, but even Google couldn't define the word ableist. I had to rely on the old school Webster dictionary. Ableist, discrimination or prejudice against people with disabilities. Now, what 4-letter word did Beyonce use to officially become an ableist? Spaz. Spaz? Are you fucking kidding me? When did spaz become offensive? When did spaz become a slur? I always thought spaz meant to go crazy. You spaz out. When the hell did that become offensive? Better yet, which group is supposedly marginalized by this? According to the woke media, spaz is a slur against people with cerebral palsy. Look, cerebral palsy is a vicious condition. I feel bad for people who have to live with it, but come on! Does anyone really think Beyonce was attacking disabled people by singing spaz on that ass? Can we use a little common sense here? What makes more sense? Spaz on that ass meaning to go crazy or wild? Or spaz on that ass meaning I want to become an ableist. I want to offend people with disabilities. This is absolutely ridiculous. And what makes matters worse, instead of Beyonce releasing a statement saying, this lyric is not offensive, use some common sense here, it's simple to know what I'm talking about, I'm not apologizing to you. Not only does Beyonce issue an apology, to who, I don't fucking know. Who do these people ever apologize to? Even most of the virgins on woke Twitter, they were saying this wasn't offensive. But not only does Beyonce issue an apology, she pulls the song and re-records it to remove the offensive term. Why? I mean, I looked through reactions on Virgin Twitter for about 10 minutes this afternoon. Now you gotta remember, these people on Twitter are offended by everything. They call you a racist if you say the grass is brown during the winter. How dare you use the word brown when describing grass? That color can only be used to describe people that we consider marginalized. Losers on Twitter get offended when they hear a fart in a public restroom. 10 minutes looking through their reactions, I found one person offended by Beyonce. One person. Come to find out, this one person's a repeat offender. A couple of months ago, she expressed her fake outrage when Lizzo used the word spaz in her song. Check it out for yourself. This fake outrage is courtesy of Hannah Deviney. Now, I'm going to try and take it easy on her, not because I'm afraid of being labeled an ableist. I could give a fuck less about that. I just don't like to attack people who suffer through conditions beyond their control. If you become infected with the woke fungus, that is your choice. Hannah did not choose to have cerebral palsy, but I had to disagree with her here. The rest of us should not have to conform because you are offended by a word that's been considered unoffensive for decades. If you don't want to hear the word or if you're offended by it, there's a simple solution to your problem. Don't buy Beyonce's music. You see how simple that is? Problem solved. But no. We can't expect someone to do that. If one person is offended, we are all offended. Beyonce should have stood her ground. If not for herself, She should have stood her ground for the aspiring singers coming behind her. Beyonce's already established. I mentioned Dave Chappelle earlier. He's already established. His career can handle the backlash from the shitfucks. But what about the people coming behind him? What message does this send to them? After seeing backlash to this song, Monica Lewinsky called for Beyonce to edit or remove a song from 10 fucking years ago that contained the lyrics, "He Monica Lewinsky'd all on my gown." The way she tweeted this out, I don't know, it seemed like a joke to me, but in this era, I should say, Monica Lewinsky could be offended. Who the fuck knows? She might be serious. Is Beyonce now expected to go back and edit this song from 10 years ago? Are we going to wipe the song from the playlist of every person in America? What's next? What's next? Better yet, how come we don't see this same energy when Christian athletes refuse to promote the gay? We just talked the other day about Jaylene Daniels sitting out a game for refusing to wear the gay pride jerseys. I'm sure she was offended by that. How come there were not calls to cancel the NWSL for offending Jaylene Daniels? How come there wasn't a push to cancel Major League Baseball for attempting to force those 5 guys down in Tampa Bay to wear the pride jersey? You guys know the answer. The fake outrage only goes one way. The fake outrage only applies when the situation furthers the agenda. Someone as powerful as Beyonce in the music industry, bowing the knee and falling into compliance, allowing herself to be censored. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I think she would have gained more respect had she took a stand for what's right. But let me know what you think. Beyonce bows to the butt brigade, edits her song, and republishes it. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.